Well, hello, replay watchers. You'll see Mama G in a moment. We're gonna wait until we are we already popped up? Whoa, that was quick.
We're on the live?
That was quick. Okay, so we bought these masks because they're cute, but they're terrifying when we put them on. So that's why Mama G is off screen, and I'm gonna put mine on and come back on. But if you do not like potentially creepy masks that we got for very, very cheap from the $5 store, then look away.
Ready?
Look at these.
Are
things.
we the creepiest cats ever? I hope we didn't scare anybody because I looked at myself. Oh, Rudy. Hi, Rudy. Hope we didn't scare anybody. I know.
I can't keep it on.
But I love
with my eyes.
I love the bang.
All right.
Okay. Thumbs up if you want me to keep it on. Thumbs down. No. Right? Creepy, right? I think so. Oh, hi, Frank. Frank likes them.
Hello, everybody.
I went like I'm being a cat. Meow, meow, meow.
You make the most random animal
weird
noises.
Animal noises. Yeah, like bunny rabbit.
Yeah, what did you even
I don't
do?
even.
I think it was like
A
bunny?
Bunny rabbits don't do that. All right, so thumbs up. I'll leave it on for a minute then. Okay. It's keeping my nose warm.
It sits on my eyelids because I have like hooded eyelids, and that was bothering. Right? They're creepy. Wow. Her bangs being on it really.
I love the bangs on it though.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Really makes it. So yeah,
we're twins.
We're twinning.
Unintentionally.
I don't have much for today. We have this note.
That's what we're doing.
Because this is for me to remember to bring Easy Pass on my trip.
Yep.
So Mug. That's her new nickname. This is how
unintentional.
This is
I didn't
how
know.
quickly stuff like this happens in our world.
I'm gonna take this off.
I knew it wouldn't last you long.
Yeah. On your Benny Bingo card.
I was texting with Mars, and Mars says, "Send my love to Mug," and then immediately after asterisk, which is a little star if you didn't know, MMG, because that's how we type the Mama G instead of typing it all the way out, right? So I was like, "Oh, I'll absolutely tell Mug that," and then immediately texted everybody that her nickname is Mug, and I think I made a Facebook post about it.
Yeah,
but yeah, so this is Mug.
Random people on Facebook are calling me Mug. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
But that's all.
What happened now? So yeah, so now I'm Mug.
So hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Diane Major, you were not too early.
Yeah, that made
if
me
you can go to the first comment with Diane Major, because she goes
minutes.
Yeah, is 93 minutes considered too early? That was cracking me up. But hello, Candy Joe, and hello, Candy. Candy, we did the unboxing yesterday. Thank you. Yes. Oh my gosh. All I could tell you guys, I don't want to say too much about it because I want you to watch the video. Candy sent both of us an amazing happy meal. What is going on? Yeah. Mars, a star child. Disregard the animal fur.
I know, I'm joking. I was like, mine's a light gray version. You can't see it as much on the screen, but I am covered in animal hair.
The people that are watching us on their 20,000-foot TVs probably see all of it. And Danny Joe, Kathy Baker. But Kathy, we just set, I bagged everybody up because Kathy, I just did it now. And the winning people things are going out tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Monday. All right, just so you know. And Frizzy B, hello, Heidi B. Jen's Happy Nuke is saying hello to everybody if that's on your Bendy Bingo card. Mm-hmm. Kirsten Amstel. No, I know. What's the beer? Amstead.
Might be Stad.
Hello, sure. D. My sis D is in the house, dyeing her hair. Marie Simpson is here. Hello. Thank you guys for being here. Trevor the Thumbinator. Rebecca McCauley. I had all the there's 3 crows, but they're big crows. And they hang out in there. I'm gonna start throwing nuts down there in the part of the yard that they do that. Bendy Jendy's in the house. Hello, Oodles Vicky. Jessica is here. I think, Jessica, did we send you something? I almost blocked you by accident. Sorry. Hit it twice. Sally Stevens, and yes, kindness matters, Sally. I love it. Angela, hello, Angela. And Leslie's Crochet Corners in the house. My boy Frank is here. Rudy is here. Hello, Rudy. I'm glad that you're here. Let's see. Regina Layfield, hello and welcome in. Dory Dunn did it. All right, let me try to get Jessica Johnson. Yours is being mailed out Monday. Noel Dulufleur. And Helix, hello, Lexi. Lisa Gillette. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm trying to get everybody because I feel Lisa, and Nicole Jam, and then Lisa Gilbert. Gilbert? Where did that come from? Where the heck? I'm really overtired, but
the words are crazy today, and it's
I'm having a real bad word day.
Like earlier,
Gillette.
She went to go say, "I'll get you this if it's still on sale." And she goes, "I'll get you this if it's still on fire."
Like where did it doesn't even sound alike. If it's on fire, I'll get it, right? Oh my God, Morgan Manday. I think
how many people do that.
Oh, it's bad. That Kendra, hello, Kendra. Yours is going on Monday. And Mama Gwen, hello, Gwen knows pheasant. Bud Files, hello, Bud Files, and thanks, guys. I hope I got everybody. I think I went down the rabbit hole on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to Mama G here. It's Mama G here, and not the Dr. Rusty Blades. And thanks, guys. I don't know if you saw, what was it Wednesday on our live that we really went, or was it last Saturday?
You didn't tell me what you're asking,
I don't even
so I don't know.
Yeah, no, we really got into the end of the live was just everybody was all.
Oh, when that was Wednesday. Yeah,
Wednesday's
that was an
live.
amazing live.
If you guys weren't there Wednesday,
I'm still like on a.
Hello, as I can't see that. I got cats on a rack side for sure.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to make this.
Oh, Sunita's in the house. Thank you, Sunita. 2 months, girl. Sunita's making hats and all kinds of stuff. She used to be very into the hats for the damn makes blue hats. Why? Total blank. Brain cramp. Hello, Joanne. It's good to see you. Yeah, you made it. I know.
Wednesday was a great.
But Wednesday, thank you, Mark and Mandy. 7 months. If you hadn't seen Wednesday, I got hair in my mouth. I got cat hair in my mouth. I'm wearing that mask. If you didn't see Wednesday's Hat Night 8, thank you, Sunita. My gosh. It was nearing the end of that live. There was so much like family love shared, and all I could tell, I'm literally got goosebumps back all over my body because we're off the cuff. We have nothing planned as usual. We just sitting here. Mug. That's it. We're done. That's all we had scheduled for today. Okay. So, but I do want to say that the vibe that we had here Wednesday was what we want this channel and our lives to be. That just like huge group hug to everybody. Hello, Marie and Moses. That really, that's like we were like high five. That's what we're trying to represent. That's what we're trying to get from you guys, and that's what we want to share with you guys. That safe, just beautiful, everybody loves one another. What is it? What's that song? Kumbaya kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that would be a whole kumbaya, but that's legitimately what we got.
That really was.
Yeah, no. And thank you all for being just really feeling it.
Moments like that is something that solidifies the fuel to our fire. Like, I mean, you remember, some of you probably remember when I was having the most difficult time with the internet before my now more difficult time with the internet. And there was a few lives that we were getting kicked out. And I mean, I remember one time I was literally just, I'm done. Like, I'm done with this. We're not doing it anymore.
It's good to see you.
And you guys, the amount of love that was shown to us, despite all the pixelation, all the issues,
volume, and it was just going in and out and wheeling and rolling and all that stuff.
But the love that this community showed is what kept us here and what keeps us going. So we really appreciate it.
August will be 4 years. 4 years, man. That and we yesterday we did a couple unboxings. We got some amazing there again too. Just you guys don't ever need to send us anything, but the stuff you do send is really just so thoughtful and you know, you know it's done with love, you know, and it just blows my mind. But we did the videos, and afterwards we're talking about it, and then we're coming still on the high from hi Kathy Baker. Did I say hello to you? Oh, happy birthday to your daughter. That's wonderful. Well, to her actually. Yeah. But I just wanted to thank you guys for that, you know, because it really you're the reason, like she said, you're the reason that keeps us going. That vibe's the reason that keeps us going. That love is what keeps us going. I don't know what I would be doing in my life if it weren't for YouTube. I work harder.
There'd be a lot more yarn.
Yeah, no, there wouldn't be, because I wouldn't have the inspiration.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The inspiration behind even the yarn. And
just you standing in your kitchen window staring at the
I don't know what I would be
little-
doing, man. And I was telling the man whatever, I talked to the man. He's back at the house for the weekend. Hello, Paula. And I was saying, I was like,
Oh, I love your
wow,
hair, Paul. I didn't get a chance to respond.
I haven't seen it yet, Paula. I spend more time working on this channel than I did when I was working full time at my job. Hello,
Yeah.
Teresa. It's good to see you, and thank you for coming in.
I definitely spend more time on this channel than I do at my job. And
yeah, you know,
you do a lot more for the channel.
Yeah. So I mean, and when I say that, I'm saying as far as like even engaging and watching and dyeing the yarn, which my hands, oh my gosh. So I dyed all this yarn. I've been dyeing yarn. I'm trying to
Shocker.
Yeah, really? You're dyeing yarn and you're crocheting sweaters. I'm also crocheting another sweater before I finish the last 2 sweaters that I'm working on. But I dried them all, and they were just the last hanks. Today earlier, I was like, I got like 5 hanks, and it's the end of the Universal yarns. Oh no, the Nomad brand. So I had like 4 or 5 hanks left of the Nomad, and I said, well, let me dye those. I'm waiting on my other shipment to come in, which actually just came in, and I'm hanking them up, and I dyed a bunch, and I'm hanking them up, and I'm putting them in the thing, and I'm putting them on a pile. And before I put them in their organza bags, and I handwrite all the cards, I actually cut the papers, you know, so there's a lot of work into it. You know, I'm not complaining. I'm just, you know,
the presentation was nice.
Yeah, no. So it's you know, as I do, I don't buy the cards. I handwrite each one, and I actually cut them in my paper cutter to the right size and put a sticker. So I walk away, and I go into the bathroom, and I look down, and my hands were covered in blue green. And I was like, son of a sailor. Apparently I didn't rinse them out well enough. So I had to go, and then before the live, I was running a little late because I actually had to at that moment, because you got to feed that OCD, and re-rinse and then rehang them. So now they got to re-dry. But my hands were covered. They're still a little bit blue. I don't know if you can get I even had a scrub brush. I was trying to get them off. But anyway,
hands of an artist.
Well, that's it. Oh yeah, we have we're Mars the Star Child. Let's just throw that out there. We're wearing our Mars the Star Child merch. If you aren't familiar with this, it's a good friend. I'm going to say friend because I consider him the grandson that I'll never have. So he's a budding artist.
I just love your air quotes.
I know.
I'm
the worst with the air quotes. And then when I was goofing, I actually was doing it properly. I don't know. I've been doing this all my life, just
randomly.
Just all of a sudden, I'm talking and doing that for no reason. just how it is.
So how are you today?
Yeah, I'm not bald. It's just at the.
Yeah, we got it. I was looking at. I didn't want to like call it out. No, on the live, but it does look bald.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. Anyway, so. Anyway, he moved to Brooklyn. He's pursuing his artistry career. He's a singer, but he's also a songwriter. And we're just support him with buying his merch. And I don't think he has any more merch yet.
At the moment.
He
doesn't have merch at the moment. He does have what's the vote? He has something.
Oh, that's right.
He's got some like there's a vote thing.
I forget.
There's a vote thing, and then he has some he's trying to raise funds for his next album.
Yes, he's putting out a new album, and so he does have a thing out there if you wanted to help support a young guy. But he's on Instagram, but it's Mars the Star Child. He's on Instagram. He has a YouTube channel, but do check him out if tell him Mama G Gear sent you, or Rusty sent you, or Mug sent you, because he's the one that did the mug. He's typed mug by accident. There's Marie Chavez. Hello, darling.
Yeah,
I hope I didn't miss anybody. I mean, Anna Banana. Every time I watch you two together, you pray to the girls will always be close. Yeah, this is it, mother-daughter, man. We've always been this close. Well, there was one time I was mad at her. I was angry.
I deserved it.
You deserved it. No, she did.
It was like I
like Moonlight
condensed all of the ungrateful teenager things into that like one
moment. Yeah, and you weren't. I was more upset because she went somewhere she wasn't supposed to be. She was supposed to be someplace else. I had plans and was out on a date because her and her dad and I had already broke up. Hello, Tammy Rigney. And so typical kid, hey, my parents are doing different things. I can go hang out with my buddies, and we didn't know. And anyway,
Yeah.
I was angry with her, but that's it. That's it. And really, you're just being a kid. So that's all out of her existence of almost 40 years. That's the only I could say.
We were doing things
Hello,
like
crafty Nacy.
we were doing things like hanging out wearing our creepy masks.
Yeah.
No, I laughed. I was like, oh, look,
Angie
just you and your
Bujandi.
almost 40-year-old child hanging out
I know.
having a normal day in masks.
Angie Bujanda, which I say Bujandi. Awesome. Like I do Yolandi, and so Yolanda.
Yeah, I
But
really
anyway.
like this hair color on her.
I was geared away from pinks, but
it really is.
this
It's that
bright
like baby pink that doesn't look good.
So
yes,
yesterday, the man that lives in my house comes home on Friday nights from his week away. Thank you for the weekdays. Anyway, he's outside working on his new girlfriend, polishing her up because he's got her on a hoist. It's a car. And so I pull up, and he made a reference to, because I moved his truck. He's like, did I put my truck over there? And I'm giggling, no, because I did it. And because my battery died. Long story, not a long story, but
her battery died, and we had to move the truck so that I can jump it.
Yeah,
super long story.
Yeah, super long story there. Then our hood wouldn't open. So, but anyway, so he walks up to me. Now I'm just coming home last night from being here doing the videos. Hello, Dinky Jen. It's good to see you. So Mimo Don P. Hello. I think of you all the time in my refrigerator magnets, man. I think
about you all the time in my refrigerator.
I think about you being in my refrigerator. No, the refrigerator magnets are amazing. Anyway, so he walks up to me to give me a kiss hello, because I haven't seen him all week. And then he backs off and he looks at me, and this was sincere. It wasn't even like he's trying to like manipulate or gaslight. Okay. He steps back and he goes, you know what? I like your hair. Your hair looks good. And now, mind you, this is coming from a guy who can't stand me dyeing my hair and doesn't like change. He wanted the long, straight, blonde hair that I've had. Hello, Granny D. Had forever since he's known me. And he actually, and I could tell by his face that he was sincere. He sincerely commented. He goes, it's not bad. Like when you first dye it, it's so bright. Like this is nice. He goes, and I like this side thing going. And I was like, damn, I had to hold on to the house. I thought I was going to fall over. Like, who are you?
Who is this now?
Like, how much money do I have to pay you? What's
going on?
Who is
this man?
Who peed on the kitchen floor and is acting guilty? I mean, like, really? Like the dog, when you walk in. Hello, Missy. Hello. No, it's great to see you guys. And thanks for showing up. But anyway, he complimented me. Who needs prayers?
Missy's daughter.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Healing vibes. Yeah. Oh, prayers to you, Missy. If you get a hold. Hello, Jeanette. How you doing with all the hats? And Nick and Snail is in the house. My girl Snail is here. And Trevor's gonna get on you. Missing 14 thumbs. Let's get to 100 thumbs, guys. Kim J. I got to watch a little bit of because the man was still playing with his girlfriend in the garage after 8 p.m. So I got to watch a little bit of the RuPaul Drag Race. Then I hear the garage door close. I'm like, man. Thought maybe in depth. Captain Ramblin'.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, Brad. Brad's in the house. Ern's not here, Brad. So just be careful.
Brad, do you like my new mask?
Oh, yeah, Brad. Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen it already. Wait, I got to do it with the bangs, though. You need the bangs on that cat.
Yeah, where did we get these? Was it Five Below or something?
I
Or like a
think
dollar
so.
store?
Yeah,
Got
it was a
somewhere
real
random.
creepy place a while back.
And it wasn't like there
They're
was
creepy.
a mask section. There was just
No.
like these.
Just
Like,
random.
this was just one of the items. And then it was like pens and other
Yeah, it was
random
just
stuff.
weird. Yeah, it was like, yeah, maybe it was Five
It
Below.
might have been. Five Below has weird
Yeah,
stuff.
they just throw stuff. Yeah, those are the masks.
Perfect.
They're perfect, exactly. Yeah,
I
no,
forgot
they're
to set this up in
creepy.
StreamYard, so I can't hop comments up like I normally do.
Yeah, we're on the regular Joe.
I went live by accident on my phone trying to set up the live.
We went live last night, yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did for the Rainbow Cats on the phone. We did a live on the phone just to
There,
test
test it
it.
out.
And like 5 people showed up.
Just to get a
You guys
base.
rock, man. That was so cool. So now if I'm just hanging out and I'm doing sugar, if I'm just dyeing yarn or something, I might just set the phone up and do a live. You know, I just gotta, you know, I don't. You were there, yeah. I know. Dee was there. Dee was in the
For
house.
whatever reason, the other so swoo is a new word now. SWOO. For whatever reason, talking about clearly I'm explaining that
Okay.
in real time.
We're all gonna know. Pull your jets.
For whatever reason, thank you. For whatever reason, I kept saying swoo when I was talking about these
Swoon.
people and woo mixed together. Talking about people that try to, like, when somebody sets a boundary, like I don't like this or don't like that or don't, or I'm looking for something, and they're like, well, I'm the one that's going to change their mind. That
Oh, about
mentality.
another person.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
like
I every time I kept saying,
yeah,
meaning to say wooed them, like what do they think they're wooing you? What do they think they're
swooning.
swooning you?
Yeah.
And I kept just saying swoo. I've seen it.
You seen it.
I've seen it. Was terrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kept saying swoo, so now swoo is a word.
Oh, so you made the word.
Yes.
Oh,
Unintentional.
I thought maybe it was because I can't keep up. And I was working at the shop.
We're
and all
working
the
on
college kids. would
I
come up
can't,
and
I'm not
work.
gonna say it because
Really?
even though it's words for DICTS is our new dictionary.
Oh, we're gonna make our own dictionary?
No, Brad and I.
Oh,
Brad's
I'm not
working on
included?
it.
Oh, well, heck with you guys.
You can,
I
you
don't
can be
need.
included in it. Start making up words and
I
immediately.
This is my life. What are you talking about? I'm
You
the
gotta tell
Norm
Brad about
Crosby. I'm the Norm Crosby, and you have to go look that one up, boyfriend, because you're too young to remember who Norm Crosby is. And I'm the Norm Crosby of my generation. I've been saying that, like my girlfriend's hair. I was back in the day when we had big hair in the 80s. I don't know if I could say the word. And we used to spray it with stiff stuff. And I swear that stuff, you sprayed that, it could be a hurricane, your hair wasn't going to move. The next day, if you woke up, you just had crystallized all these flakes. And I was trying to say, I had to be really careful because we're live on YouTube. I was trying to say the word simonize. Like, you know, you simonize a car. And I said another word that I'm not going to say here.
You should be able to extrapolate
from the data that I've just given. I don't think it's a YouTube appropriate term. And I said, I'm doing that to her hair.
You know, if I had one of those blood pressure things on,
oh my God,
you know, there's so much hair on it. One of those blood pressure things like Jihad has, that, which is my boss's name.
Yeah, his name is Jihad. Yeah.
That tell you when your blood pressure is changing. Every time you say something, we're like, I gotta be careful. I'm like, we're canceled.
They won't be closer canceled. We're just canceled because YouTube's like, oops, sorry, you can't say that word, but I won't say the word, but you know what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the word is, don't look it up. Don't fret because you probably shouldn't want to know what the word is. It's not nice. But anyway, I'm the Norm Crosby. I've always screwed up my words. So Brad, I'm insulted. You hurt my feelings. Gonna pout? No. Just include me. I'm the best.
Has YouTube ever contacted us? One time we had a copyright thingy, but it was kind of just,
it was just a warning.
There was a little bit of music in the background of something, and we just deleted it because we got nervous. But now we know that it was just a, hey, you might lose some of the monetization and it might go to the creator of that music, basically.
Yeah,
is what would have happened.
Yeah. That when you play certain things, it's a copyright claim, And I think if I'm saying the wrong term, let me know. But I think it's copyright claim means that someone might claim that as a copyright. And there's certain ones that like there's certain bands like Disney, and then also there's certain things that even if you're using like little doing a video and you have like little pop-up emoji things, you got to be a little bit careful, because if you put up a Disney emoji that's legit Disney,
they'll get
allegedly,
that.
or just using Disney as an example,
some of the bigger, more known things will come after. Whereas if like when I made a video,
I know Mug,
right? I love it. I made a video where I edited through a program that allows you to do songs.
Right.
And one of the songs, when I uploaded it, it said you could basically, it was like, you could absolutely use this, but we're going to split some of the revenue with this other creator. So I ended up just going back and using a different type of music. But I
have used it where it's free music and no claim. It's not really public domain because it's music and there's no claim on it. But then a year later, it was a video which had my Duncan on there. So I'm not deleting it because the dog is gone, you know, so I'm leaving it up there. But they after a year, that music, whoever created that music decided that they would like to copyright it or whatever. So now that video, if anybody were to watch it and it got 2 cents of an ad revenue, then I would split that 1 cent with them and 1 cent with me. Hello, D Yummy Elmo. But yeah, so just for you, I mean, we just kind of follow your lead and go on topics,
especially since now I just wrote
CapCut does
now.
It,
there's an extra. That's just because I was going to message you because CapCut is what I was using.
CapCut is what I'm talking
about.
Oh no, UCut.
You use UCut.
I use UCut. Yeah, UCut, and that's what it was. It was a song that was okay to use, and then when it does a claim, it's saying that somebody could claim that you're using their music and potentially split the revenue with them. If you do a video, a short, it goes viral, it's worth whatever, something super, which is never going to happen kind of stuff. And then you're making like you're banking with that video, they could say, oh, I'd like to have a little bit of that bank. Okay. So that's the potential. That's a claim. And this is all alleged because you have to ask YouTube because they change your mind a lot. We love you, YouTube. When it's a strike, that's what you got to be careful for, because that means you allegedly violated something. So that you got to be more like, ooh, let me maybe redo. You know, I remember before we had a channel, so it's that long ago. There was another crochet content creator who was little kids and dinosaurs roamed the world. There was a content creator who actually lived near us and then moved away, and she had music on all of her videos. And then now mind you, in the process of her selling one house, moving to another house, all that upheaval in your life, trying to keep the channel going throughout this upheaval, she gets a letter saying that all the music that you have on all your old videos, you can't use that. And I felt so bad for her because for me, we've been doing it off our phone. So those are gone. I don't have the originals. She did have all the originals on her laptop. So she had to go back and redo all her old videos and change the music. So like, boy, talk about just throwing you under the bus, you know?
I don't think if you're unmonetized, it would matter.
If you're not monetized, it doesn't matter. But you also got to consider anything you put out now as an unmonetized channel, the hours that you're accruing are going towards monetization. So if you have YouTube violations or videos that aren't going to be accepted to be monetized, you're kind of screwing yourself basically, because even though I'm not monetized, so it doesn't make a difference. Well, when it does make a difference and you're close to monetization, those videos won't be accounted for because they violate the YouTube guidelines.
Yeah, depending on where you're taking the channel.
So depending on what your future might hold for your channel, be careful and just have it in the back of your mind. Well, you know, if you do want to become monetized, treat your channel as if you are monetized. Because this way, moving forward, when you are, all those videos that are you've done a year or 2 years ago or whenever, go ahead.
So that's interesting. Helix is saying that they did that to the show Daria, la 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 la, when they put the show on DVDs and they couldn't use any of the original music. Oh man, you know what?
Wow.
Thank you for that
Thank you.
information, because I almost just bought that on DVD, but then Craig was going to the tattoo convention, and even though I couldn't go, I messaged my buddy Dirt and I was like, hey, I'm about to like buy all of these DVDs, but you might just have it and be able to put it on a
little
like
disc.
a US like a thing for me, a zip drive. And so what he has downloaded must have been the original. I have all mine's the right. I think mine's all the I only watched a few episodes, but I feel like the music was the same.
That's see, so even
Next on 6 Edward.
All that big stuff, man. I don't know who Daria is.
I used to watch. It's a cartoon, and it was Daria with the glasses and a green jacket, and
Is she the one that
Jane
speaks
was the
Spanish?
artist? No.
Oh,
This is a cartoon I used to watch back in the day.
well, I'm
like
talking about a
cartoon.
cartoon. What's the little girl that has the?
This is an
backpack?
adult cartoon. This is not.
Adult. Okay, you love Daria. Okay,
Yeah, it was like she lived with her parents, and they were all like more fa-fa, and she was like dark gothic-y.
Dora is,
and then he had the little friend,
the explorer,
that was an artist. You probably you'd remember it if I showed.
Have I seen it? Yeah, if I seen it. I'm not into adult cartoons too much.
Just unfortunate,
like
because
Bob's
some
Burgers.
amazing ones.
If I'm with you watching it, I'm enjoying it because you're laughing and it's different. If I'm by myself, and the man doesn't like that stuff. Her.
Daria.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about now. It wasn't. Yeah.
To anybody that might not know.
Yeah,
Daria.
that's Daria. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
I always loved the end when they had all the different outfits. So they would they would draw characters as different crazy get-ups. While the credits were rolling.
I like her clothing style. Very dorky, like that.
I did not know Daria was a spin-off of Beavis and Butthead. Holy rats patootie.
Really? Now, we were huge fans of Beavis and Butthead. Cornholio. What is he? I'm looking at Ganny's. Can you help me read that? Channel stuff as I'm currently reading and learning about ins and outs. Okay. You pulled me out of the bushes with your words of channel stuff. Okay. Yeah. No. So Ganny Joe, your channel is perfectly fine. But as I'm just saying, is when you start a channel, when you start anything, put into it what cat dog.
I have
my God, Frizzy, we got a story about cat dog. Definitely, you just distilled our heart. But if you're doing the channel or anything you're doing, do it with the potential, with the mindset of this being something of whatever your goal is. Do it as if you have that goal already happening, because that's also just a positive affirmation and it pulls you closer to your goal and you have a focus. But you're also protecting yourself down the road there to say, well, I could swear. I mean, I see people on there. I'm F-bombing all over the place. Okay. I've got to tweak when I did talk pre-kindergarten, I had to be careful too. So not that I'm treating you guys like pre-kindergarten, but I go in that mode, with my verbs and my verbalage. Oh, Ren and Stimpy, Helix, one of my all-time favorites. But anyway, so that's all I'm saying is be mindful. Take the time to read the guidelines. They're a little bit hard. It's ambiguous. Say, there's a lot of words you can't say, but they don't tell you what words they are. So it's like a hitter. We did that. Rusty actually did that. She was doing videos before we were monetized. Oh, no, when we first got monetized. She was doing videos and throwing words out and things out and then putting them through because they check before they put it out. You put it in the YouTube waiting room, as I like to call it. And they'll check it and they'll say, okay, there's no issues. Or there is an issue before you upload it. Always put that through there before you drop a video. Okay, which you can't do with a live. That's why you gotta be extra careful. But she was testing the waters with them with certain words and certain things to see if they were gonna like strike her on it or say this isn't inappropriate. And they don't necessarily tell you why. They'll just say, no, we can't show you this video. Now you got to figure out why.
We inspired Doneen to make something.
We did.
Mhm.
Doneen, what? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, girl. Oh, I love it.
Beautiful. And then make it to the back.
Absolutely. Oh my.
Right?
Now I need to
hold on. Ad.
Oh, ads. Sorry about the ads.
We're skipping them, so we're good.
But you know what's weird is when you skip them on here, they don't go on the replays.
Oh, really?
So we just why bother monetize it? Are those hearts? That's really pretty.
That's beautiful. I love it.
I need to learn how to do that heart.
Right?
And then, oh my gosh.
I know you're trying to look through that.
I love it.
That's beautiful. I love the color scheme.
Oh, Denise. Hello, Denise, and thank you so much. And Nisi Goblin Nisi.
Erie, Indiana.
Oh, Erie, and somebody there?
No, the show. That sounds familiar, but I think it might actually be related to something else.
Well, we live near Erie. We're near Erie,
Indiana,
Pennsylvania. Erie Lake.
We live near a same name, completely different.
Yeah.
State.
Well, to me, it made sense in my demented brain. Boy,
okay.
The Tupperware bed, so we wouldn't age. Is that it? I'm gonna have to.
I do remember that.
I'm not being rude. I just can't. I'm just struggling. I'm bouncing back and forth like a kid.
Cat dog. So let's talk about an amazing story. That's why I always make notes.
Right. Yeah.
When I even in conversations, like we talked about this before. I'm going to do it real quick. When we're talking, if something. Because what happens with me is people that are neurodivergent often interrupt to double check that they're understanding properly. But then the people in my world take that double checking and then take over my story. And then I sit there quietly and then I never get to finish what I'm saying. So since that was happening so often, I was trying to come up with a good communication tool.
Yeah.
So it became if one of us is talking and it triggers me wanting to do something, it's a finger goes up. It's like, hold on 1 second. I need a second. I'm going to make a note, like cat, dog, grandpa, in horrible handwriting because I chicken scratch, like cat, dog, grandpa, and then get back to what we were doing. So I now can continue to give my full attention to what's happening, and I don't have to worry about remembering the thing that I put aside, and then I can bring it up after. Yes.
Oh, secret yarnery.
So, cat, dog. My grandpa.
My father.
Yes.
My father, Stanley Stash from Poland,
100%
Polish,
decided to take me and two of my teenage friends at the height of our
teenage angst.
Yes, it's a great ADHD skill tool. At the height of
it works
everything. Decides to take us on a trip to Florida.
Drives from
by
Connecticut
himself with just us three.
Florida, Daytona.
It was
with 3 teenage girls.
An amazing experience. But
thrifty crocheter.
Thank you for being here. Being an adult now, I'm like, why did you put yourself through that? So anyway, we had a wonderful time. We went to Universal Studios, I think it was.
You went everywhere, yeah, but Universal Studios.
Universal Studios is where this happened, and it was so funny because we're teens, but we wanted to see all the Nickelodeon Studio stuff. I love Nickelodeon Studio. Like, they had amazing shows. So we're in the cat dog room
screen. Well, that was when they were doing the episode, no?
No, this was a live action thing.
Live action, as I'm saying. They were doing live, yeah.
It wasn't an episode. It was just a live action thing we were
there
watching.
Was a theater.
Yeah.
Like people on stage.
Yeah, it was
it's Bridget
stage situation.
Bridget, love you, sweetheart.
And so what was great is if you looked at the crowd, it was like all of these kids and then us three adult-sized teens and then all of these other kids. So we sat in the way back row, so we weren't blocking anybody. But they asked for a volunteer, and both Alyssa and Kristen just start pointing at me like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And then it happens. They say, okay, well, where's your parent? Because this isn't just the kid comes on, it's the kid and the parent. So now my grandpa.
Can we just stop for a second? My father was a kind of guy who stayed in the house. Don't do anything in the front yard. You don't want the neighbors talking. Kept to himself.
Yeah, he was like hiding in the corner, just waiting for us.
doesn't,
be-
you know, go
to be done with this.
He
Like, you
would
have
drive
fun.
us to Washington on the weekends, and he doesn't want. He's not a talkative person. He's not a social
He was
person.
very nice. But
Oh, he's a very polite, very kind. Well, most of the time, but you know, but not a social person at all. He
was
suffered from
literally
severe agoraphobia.
under the bleachers
Yeah,
that we were
like go
sitting
have
on.
fun. He wants you to have a good time, but he don't just
Yeah,
go
he
do
just
it.
went and hid under
And
the
I'll sit in the
bleachers.
car for 3 hours while you're having a good time. That's
So
what I
now
like.
he gets to come on. I wish I could remember all the details about
Oh
what they
my
had him do,
God.
but he not only
Can't
has to come on stage with me. So now it's me and this like kid are the two people walking to be volunteers for this. And then our two parents have to get in either side. And now, even though it was my parents, but the adults you're with have to get in either side of this cat dog costume. So now here's Grandpa getting into the dog side, which was perfect.
Why did we not have phones with videos then?
Right? And he's the dog side of cat dog. And I forget, they asked him to do something. Like, I think it was like make a note, like, no, can we get your best dog bark? And he was just like, bark. And we had to do something with like a hula hoop or whatever.
He had to have been just squirming. Because never liked to be the highlight, never liked to be.
He had to crawl out from under the bleachers to do this. But he did, and he did like a champ, you know.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful vacation. Yeah.
To give you another, because I miss my dad and my family very much. And my dad was so
He's
not
a trooper.
Yeah. And dad was so not oh, look at me kind of guy, that he did bomb disposal as a Marine in the Korean War. And I know on Dee's Live we were talking a little bit about veterans. And my father was a Korean War veteran, Marine. He lied about his age. He went in at the age of 16, and they gave him the job of bomb disposal. Oh, we're glad you're here.
With what you just said there.
Oh yeah, that's a bad word.
Probably not a good.
Well, it was a
cautious with
job.
his
It was a job that he did. That was
Very cautious with his
you
story.
are yeah. So they are to follow me, because I'm going to be careful with my words. Is now they're in this village, and all of these things that could do boom have to be thrown in a big hole in the ground. Okay, and they're in an actual village with with you know, families and whatever.
Basically, it was a situation where most people
really,
tried to get away.
Yeah,
and
somebody threw something in there,
and he knew that it was
not
that has to be dealt with, not run away from, because we're not getting away from. And he ran to the issue and got rid of the issue
and took it and threw it in the opposite direction of where they were, and then it did do what he was afraid it was going to do,
but not in the big hole.
But not in the hole with all the other stuff that would have done something. Yeah. So he basically saved the entire area, the village, and all of his
Grandpa.
People.
So did he. Grandpa said he was over 16, but it's because he had 16 written in his boot.
Oh my god!
They used to write 16 in their boot, and they would put 16 in their shoe. So when they ask if you're over 16, you're technically over the number 16.
I got goosebumps.
Oh, I forgot about that, Diane. Thank you for that.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you.
I literally got goosebumps. Yeah, because that's exactly it. I'm over 16.
Another fun story with not only my grandpa, but this one right here, Stefan. We love you, Stefan. When my grandpa found out one of my friends was gay. It's perfect that I picked that for today.
Yeah.
When my grandpa found out that Stefan was gay, he wanted to make him feel comfortable. So he ended up with like a rainbow cup, and he had like the rainbow umbrella, but he was also a single man that lived alone
and very impeccable dress, very quiet.
Like the yard was beautiful.
He mowed it. He used to go out there and comb it. People say, "Oh, I saw your dad combing the yard again." It was
one of my teachers be like, "I saw your grandpa out there with the tape measure, ruler and the scissors again."
Hair cutting the lawn.
So it was cute because he must have known that people were going to have assumptions about that, but didn't care because he was making Stefan feel better.
Yeah, and he even had then he went even ended up getting sheets. So then we started joking with it.
Yeah, it became even more fun.
even more of
Yeah.
a joke. So everything we like
In a
his
positive
birthday
way.
cakes. Oh, it was all good.
Yeah.
So birthday cakes, we would have rainbows on it. So he went out and he bought rainbow sheets. Then he bought. He also painted. He had one of the old wooden wheels.
Yeah, we really have
and he
been around like
painted
the
that.
pride thing. Solid
Rainbows on all the wheels, and he had that on his back fence. So when everybody on the highway would drive by, they saw that. So he even took it and ran with it. You know,
Yeah. Quite incredible.
but he did. He made all, and that all started because she in high school had a friend that was open about his sexuality, and my father wanted to make him feel like he was welcome in the home. And if you knew the dad, you would be like, he'd be like, you know, not that, but
yeah,
he really
you wouldn't
was
expect
that.
it from him.
Yeah,
Because he was a military man, you know.
Yeah, Marine.
He's also
and tough
didn't
guy.
want to be social, so he wasn't.
Yeah,
He had more squirrel friends
he had
than real friends, like actual squirrel
legit
friends.
squirrels.
I remember when he was telling me that the squirrel would ring the doorbell, and I'm like, cool.
You're right, Dad.
Yeah, like it's probably just someone else ringing the doorbell, and then by the time you check,
you're hearing bells. Yeah.
And then I was home one day, and sure enough, the doorbell rang, and I went and opened the door, and here's a squirrel just standing on the railing, and it looks down where there's usually peanuts because there was no peanuts there. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll get you some peanuts, I guess. Here you go, buddy.
He literally had the wild squirrels and the birds. And he used to wear like the shirts and have a pocket.
Also, drop your drops.
Yeah, we do. Right. I know we're just chatting here, but drop drops, pick one another up. Always do that. Unless we're ever doing a thing, we ask you not to, but we warn you ahead of time. So always feel completely comfortable to drop drops at all times.
Yes.
And if you have anything going on in your channel, write that in the chat so people know what's going on in your guys' lives and your channels. So always do that when we're just shooting a breeze here. But dad, I call him dad because of my dad.
Father. I always called him that.
Father.
Sorry,
but he would put peanuts. He would carry the peanuts in his pocket. And he was out and he had this beautiful Japanese, he had a bunch of Japanese maple trees. He loved his gardens, loved his trees, all of this. And he was standing out there, and unbeknownst to him, there was a squirrel up in the tree, and it literally lunged off and just landed on his shoulder without him knowing. And I'm sure that gave him a jolt for his money, but then the squirrel just went right into his pocket and was taking the peanuts out of his pocket. And then the cable people came, and so he had the front door with the thing open, so the door was open. And also what he used to do was feed the birds. So the birds used to come right at his feet and land on he would throw it on his shoes. And so they would land on his shoes and eat. So anyway, the guys were all there doing the cable. And all of a sudden, one of the birds just flew in and landed. And just like, okay, just hanging out in the house.
What's up?
And they're like, whoa, there's a bird in your house. And my dad's like, oh, the squirrel's not here too, you know? But it was all legit because you think because he used to tell you stories too, you know? But you think he was telling you, piling it on. And he wasn't. It was legit. 20-year-old next month. Your son's going to be 22, Doneen. That's awesome. Oh, he came out when he was 16. Good for him. Oh, it breaks my heart how many people wait and they're so worried to wait. That makes you an amazing. I got goosebumps. That means you are an amazing parent because you should be a safe place for your kiddos to be able to, for them to say, hey, this is where I am, and no judgment, no foul, no harm. We love you, whoever you are, man.
I also understand that, like, there's people that I'm related to that still don't fully know everything about me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
you know what? I don't even ask. Because really, who cares?
Well, I mean, I'm not. Well,
I'm just saying. But
I'm a non-binary bisexual alien pizza witch. Is what I call myself.
But
if I drop a label on it.
The point is,
it doesn't matter.
You never did. I never asked because I don't care. Whatever. I love you.
Yeah.
You know, that's all. And I love.
But it is tough when you have other people in your world.
Oh,
that
thank you, sugar. Yeah, I look like my dad too. I tried to find a picture of him one time during a live. I'll have to find a picture and drop it. He was actually a handsome guy. Not that I'm handsome, but if I were a guy, I probably would be handsome.
The alien pizza witch. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, she's been an alien pizza witch for a long. Well, I can't even say it, but for a long time. Hello, Kristen. Kristen F is in the house. Yeah, we're reminiscing.
Mhm.
Yeah, what else is new? We're just talking about stuff. But yeah, loving people unconditionally, yeah, for sure. And if people can't accept it, it's unfortunate. Hello, Arrow Lover. It's sad that people can't just live and let live. It's not affecting you personally, so why worry? Why I don't I the way our brains all work differently. So not knocking. In fact, we were talking about being considerate. We mentioned it in another video, and we went off on that topic after the videos and after the live about people being considerate. Being considerate is kind of a dying trait.
Yeah.
And
But
then we also were talking about being inconsiderate and then realize something.
Yes.
We wanted to maybe touch on that.
So I'll hop in here.
Yeah.
So all Peter Buddy tail or whatever tail. So basically it went down to something where we realized it's not some people, yes, they are deliberately inconsiderate, but I think in another sense it's less of that.
It's a new vape, dude.
And more of
thank you, Gwen.
People being unaware of the need to be considerate.
Yes.
And a prime example of this would be that, and part of this is what really
we had a really mini revelation here with this conversation. Like, wow, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yes.
So we'd like to share this with you
through this part. So this is going to be, give me a second. Okay. So basically what happened was I was thinking about that time that I was walking with a new friend of mine. It was one of Craig's friends, but it was my first time meeting them. Now we're good friends. And she was saying something and I stopped her for a second. I was like, oh, give me 1 second. I'm going to go back over here and move these chairs and tables that are out because that would be difficult for someone from a wheelchair to get through. And they looked at me like, wow, they said, wow, that's very considerate of you. But what I realized was I had a job and I've had a lot of people in my life with different types of mobility aids and all that kind of things. And I worked a job where I had a person that was a one-on-one, meaning it was always had to be right next to them, that had a bigger wheelchair. So there were certain things that were difficult to do. So even turning in certain sidewalks wasn't possible. So to me, it was just normal second nature.
Right.
Oh, this is an issue. I'm going to fix it. Whereas we have the guys that work next to my shop that I'm going to have to talk to soon because sometimes they block one of ours, but they're not. I don't think they're being inconsiderate. They're just unaware of the issue that they're causing.
Yes.
Right. So that's kind of what we figured out.
That's what we figured out. It's not
everyone is purposely inconsiderate.
Being inconsiderate. They just don't know any better.
Yeah. They haven't had the life experiences yet to allow them the awareness that they would need, nor have they
does that make sense?
Seeked out to try to understand it as well.
All alter egos.
So I'm not saying that any sort of that type of behavior is okay, but you don't always have to meet someone harshly. Like when I talk to the guys next door, I'm not going to be like, you're purposely blocking the handicap ramp.
Yeah.
I'm going to explain to him that one of our customers can only come up on the left side handicap ramp because his wheelchair is too big to turn. So if he had to come on the right side, the wheelchair ramp, he would have to back up the entire way, which he can't see because he can't turn all the way. So it's just a matter of them needing to understand what's happening around them, have a better awareness.
Awareness is it. So that was like the mini rev, is that just because someone's not being considerate doesn't mean they're being
always
inconsiderate.
Yeah. Sometimes they are.
Some people are knowingly inconsiderate, and that's a whole different thing. So something that comes natural and normal to you or me or whatever all has to do with our life experiences and what we deal with on a regular basis, or what we've had happen. So it becomes an unconditional love. Only a dog can give you that. I know. I try, but even my love comes with conditions sometimes. But just, like speaking of the man that lives in my house sometimes, he's not, prior to my relationship with him, he didn't have a lot of other serious long relationships. California king size blend. Oh, love it. Thank you so much, Orlandi. Much appreciated. We really do appreciate that. Really does help, and we do appreciate that. What we were talking about in all this is he does things that I'm like, like I would, because I think of it, I think everybody else thinks about it, but that's not the case. I didn't read what he said.
Oh, it's just the coffee situation.
Oh, okay. And then I realized as we were talking in this conversation, and we have to like just film our conversations because it's
I
like,
know we need to just start recording after the lives when we're gonna, not today because you told me you're gonna
no, I have
bed
to
me
go
immediately
home.
after.
I'm so overtired. I'm rewatching The Handmaid's Tale because the final episode's coming up this month. And so I really want to watch it from beginning to
Mhm.
end again. So I've been kind of binge watching 24 hours a day.
But yeah,
Well,
I don't
not
want to get
now
too
because
on
I'm
the
here.
Handmaid's Tale yet. But yeah, so
But yeah, no, so just what I was saying was that I had a marriage, 18-year, almost
had
an
a lot more
18-year
experience.
marriage. I had a lot more relationship back and forth experience, way more than he has. So I can't assume just because I know this from this relationship and that relationship because it's learned, and he didn't have that. So my relationship with him is he's learning.
Mhm.
So I have to be more patient, more kind, and
And just,
considerate.
yeah, being understanding that not everybody is not understanding pronouns or not doing this
Right.
for a cruel reason. Some people just really do not have the life experience to help them understand. And yes, it is technically all of our responsibilities to do the research, to look into it, to try to learn more about it, to become more considerate. But oh, I know. But it
Of
is
course you
it's
do, Brad.
important to give people the, before you assume someone's doing something to be
Yeah.
cruel, treat it like they're doing it to understand. I see so often people in threads on different platforms that are genuinely asking questions like, I don't understand what that pronoun means. They're not being mean. They're literally trying to
Asking.
understand. And people go, "Blah, blah, blah, blah," all mean to this person. I'm like, well, if you're genuinely asking, here's what pronouns are. Here's how a non-binary person works. Like, and I've had so many people be
Yeah.
like, thank you so much. Now I understand. Yes, they could have just Googled it. I get that.
But it's nicer to hear it from
But
somebody because you might get a better
but
take.
yeah,
And
before
at that moment, they might, like, I would need to know right then. I wouldn't be like, oh, let me write this down and Google this afterwards. I'll ask you right out straight.
before you expect that people are being
Yeah.
mean, give them the
That's
benefit of the doubt.
basically
That
what
might
it
not
is. So be considerate that some people are not being inconsiderate. They just don't know.
Mhm.
That's all. We went on, but we were just talking about them like, oh, so there again, I'm 65 years old. I'm still learning every day, as we all do. Every day we learn and we become better and more open-minded and learn more things, unless you decide you don't want to learn anymore.
I'm just trying to get, I was going to say something else and I can't think of what it is, so now I'm trying to remember.
Oh.
That's why my brain is off.
Oh.
If anyone's wondering why my face looked weird, I'm
So
not
doing like-
mad. I'm just trying to remember something.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
man,
but
I had something important I wanted to say about this before we got off the topic. You can keep talking. I'm trying.
well, and I was going to say, let hello, CNY. It's good to see you. And not so naughty. Valley of the Dawns is in the house. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to Googling it. I'm trying to think. Sometimes when I do that and interrupt her, I'll try to remember things that were said and go backwards.
We want to be able. I was through the one point and I was going to get to something else about it.
Oh,
so there was no triggering word to remember it.
Oh, I just
it's fine.
yeah,
move
forward. Yeah, but I do it to her all the time.
Which is why I have to come up with tools like putting my finger up or like, hey, let me finish. Like you'll hear me say it sometimes. Like I even just said when I started talking about this consideration thing, I was like, let me get through this.
Yeah,
because I'm
she's
not
being snotty.
I'm not going to be able to start the beginning of this sentence and get through this whole topic. If you interrupt me 3 times during it, I'm going to lose that and it's all going to crumble to pieces. And then I'm like, well, forget it. We can't talk about it now. I lost all of this sentence structure because that's how my brain works. I'd have to get the sentence out. So it's just one of the many communication tools that we have learned over the years.
Yeah, and that's why we get along so well, because we know that nothing that happens between us is ever malicious. It's everything is done with love because we love each other. So we don't take personal offense, even though sometimes I'd be like, oh, I know she gets upset with me and frustrated with me. I know that. And I understand that. And I understand why she would, because I try
every single person in my world cuts off every single story I try to tell.
Yeah.
So it's just a thing, but I'm never
frustrated.
mad. It's just sometimes I'm like, well,
because you lost something.
Yeah.
My son goes through the same thing, especially because I forget so fast. Well, that's it. So, and in both of us, our brains, we all have our brains all function differently. Me, I have to like immediately scream it out.
Yes. And sometimes you can have suggestions, but you have to accept that they're going to immediately scream it out. So that's why I save my,
That's what, yeah.
hey, I need to get through this sentence, please, for a second,
Yeah.
for my important sentences.
Maybe when you're going to have something that's a flow, and I'm thinking that you're done with what you were saying, and I'm going to jump in and add, because silence bothers
a
me.
millisecond of silence, just
Yeah.
fill it.
And maybe we need to come up with another thing that so I'm still, I need to breathe and calculate what the next thing I want to say is. So don't just, so that might be. So when that kind of stuff happens on here, and anybody looks and says, well, that was kind of rude of her daughter to do that, to do the shush to her mother. No, it is never out of disrespect. It's tools that we're learning so that we can learn to communicate better with one another, and have that, seeing what's happening and then fixing it. That makes sense. I know we're babbling on it. We have nothing planned. 20, Trevor the Thumbinator. 23 more for our goal of 100. Oh, come on. Well, Gwen gave us all of her alter egos. So you get anxiety when I'm live and there's silence. Yeah, it's a weird thing. But then when I watch somebody, I literally was watching a live the other night. It was John Solo. And he hit the mute button because he wanted to take a bunch of his granola bar. And then and I'm crocheting while I'm watching his live, and she's watching the live here. I'm home watching it. So we were in different houses watching it. And then and it took me a while before I realized there was complete silence. And so then I looked up and I see him, and he didn't realize that he never re-hit the unmuted himself after taking a crunch from the granola bar. So he had to go back and repeat what he was
saying.
I
actually learned about specifically the silence thing. And even though this had to do with not being live on YouTube type things, I took a speech class that was like giving lectures type class, where you had to write and public speaking. Thank you. Or you had to write and give, like, publicly speak in front of the class, and sometimes in front of more people, which I don't have an issue with. If I get to be prepared. If you hand me a piece of paper and tell me to read, my anxiety and my dyslexia is like, oh yeah, none of these are in the right spot. This is just mumbled up, and I get really nervous and I trip over my words. Although sometimes more recently I've been reading pretty well out loud, which is interesting.
Yeah, but you're more comfortable with it.
One of the things they told me is that when you're speaking, those small pauses that feel like hundreds of hours in a second are actually nice, because they allow the person listening to you a second to process what you're saying. Whereas when you have both of us back and forth, blah, 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 like Marie used to say, I have to watch you guys twice because you're talking over each other the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. And we know that there's a lot of people that have tried our channel and we're not their cup of tea because of that. And there's other reasons too, but one of the reasons would be that, because it's like a racquetball game, so we understand that. So we do try to have the tools and work on tools to make it less,
I mean, if you watch our earlier videos in comparison to now, or anyone that's been here for the long haul, I'm sure you've seen a massive improvement. Yeah. Which we still have days like that other live where you were
I was so manic.
When we did the video before that live, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be a wild ride.
It was beyond
mania. But I understand that about her. So if you noticed in the live, there was a few times where I was just like, okay, we're good. You just keep going.
Yeah, just go. I'm just gonna, there's nothing you're gonna be able to do to help me.
It's not, I know that's not one of the days where I could be like, hey, let me get through that thought. It's one of the days like, okay, my thoughts on.
Yeah, just
which is fine. That's these are, and again, it's not like we ever end the live and one of us is like, you were mean, or this is just
like, oh, that was a good learning. And we so many times during a live, we're like, hey, we're learning in front of you. We're practicing in front of you, because you're our friends. You're just hanging out in the living room, and that's the vibe. Yeah, that's the vibe. But yeah, no, but I know we wanted to touch on the consideration, and I'm just jumping back to that really briefly, because we were talking about that, and I was like, wow, to me, that was like, yeah, just because you're not being considerate doesn't mean you're being inconsiderate. And that's something for us to consider. So someone, like I use the man as the example because he's I don't see anybody. So and you guys know him. I love the guy. He's a nice guy. It's not, I mean, I pick on him all the time, but that's how we always show affection.
I knew you'd be one of the missing thumbs.
Oh, I forgot to thumb us. I didn't even thumb myself. What's up with that?
Mm-hmm.
I got a warning sign on here. Oh, data. Do that? I don't know. I don't know. Data usage. I don't know why that warning thing. I thought maybe YouTube was telling me, oh, you said a word. Shame, shame,
You've
shame.
done did it.
You did it. Yeah. Unmonetized. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah.
I know it was another story example I had about the differences between someone being considerate. I can't bring the story back to the forefront of my mind. So I'll talk about this one. I have a theory on why you forget things when you go from one room to the next. So the way I see it in my viewing of how things function is your thoughts are kind of like these bubbles that are existing around you. I'm not gonna say balloons because you all know I don't like them. These are these bubbles that exist around you. So you have all these things like, here's this thought. Way over there is that thought I can't find right now. And they're all floating above me. So when I walk through the doorway, some of them get knocked off. And that's why when you go back through the room to where you lost the thought, you can physically re-find it. And I have an example of that. There was one time when I was working at Lowe's. Just the one in my area was not great. But there was one time I was working at Lowe's and I lost my thought when I came into the break room to tell somebody something. So I was like, I need to go find it. And I went back to the last 3 places that I was, and I was talking to my friend. You got bingo, nice. I was talking to my friend Missy, and I was like, oh, I got to go. I remembered the thought. And everyone in the break room knew I was doing this, and most people think I'm ridiculous. So when I opened the door, I yelled a word of the thought into the room. And as soon as I got into the break room, everybody was like, let's make Rusty forget this. So they were all telling me these different stories. And I was like, oh, you remember your thought? You remember your thought? And I was like, yeah, I brought it in.
There you go.
And I was able to. So I really do. I think you can like knock thoughts out of your forefront by walking through doorways.
Oh, so Jessica might go on later.
Just a thought.
I'm Jeanette asked. No, but it's true. I think, and she's told me that theory before. I'm like, it's a good visualization of what actually does. Because it's true. If you walk through the door, it's like you will forget things.
I'm a very visualized example person. Yeah. Like when I explain things, I see the world, I think very differently than a lot of people I talk to. Because like, even like the way my brain works, like there's a guy in the top that has the file cabinets. And like right here in this drawer is like manatees maintained buoyancy by a constant cycle of farting. The files that I need quickly, but if I need to remember something from far away, it takes longer because he might have to go move a ladder and dust off an empty file case and go through an old file and try to find it. So like most of the things I have in my world are very visualized examples.
Hands-on.
Yeah.
And the true story about Spider-Woman and Dreamcatchers, Gwen, I used to make, I know I'm not exaggerating when I say well over 200 dream catchers that I made. And because we did a lot of Native American, so that's how we started our craft. Mama G Gear started with Native American powwows and stuff like that. But the dream catchers, I made a bunch. I had a friend who was a psychologist, and he used to give them out to not only his kid patients, but to his adult patients, and they really do work. Whether it's placebo or not, I don't care. Well, I just heard last night, I was listening to a channel that I like to watch, and they decode stuff. And homeopathic medicine, I just thought that was another term for alternative medicine, but it's not. Homeopathic just means watered down, allegedly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't. Any of you guys know that? Dream catchers, yeah. I made them out of that raffia paper that comes wrapped up, and I would just twist the raffia paper and then do the threads.
I'm gonna grab this one.
She's grabbing something. But yeah, but homeopathic. I did not wait. There's homeopathic, and there's one other thing. Holistic. Holistic is treating the illness, the mind, the body, the spirit. Holistic. I'm trying to remember now.
I think this one was Crochet and Chill. I've had it for so long.
I think so. I think this is Crochet
but
and Chill.
this,
that
I
she made.
love this concept.
Yeah, this is done with yarn. Yeah. And I forgot what.
And it's just two metal hoops.
The little hoops and granny squares. I think Cassie made that. It's hard sometimes, guys. We get wonderful, lovely gifts, and we both suck at with our memories. So I don't always remember who gives what. Sometimes.
Yeah, I very rarely get to sleep where my brain transfers my yesterday memories to my
adorable
brain memories.
And these are, just so you see, it's just the little twirly whirls where you do a chain and then you just go back and do like either a double or a half crochet a couple times in each, and it gives you that spiral effect. That was, and it's granny squares. I mean, what a great idea. She has it hanging on her wall. Hey, I'm going to do a urination station break. I forgot to do that before we started the live.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, tonight is a full pink moon. That is correct. So if you put things on moon shelves, get them to your moon shelves. Oh yeah, no, tonight I'm hoping that it's kind of still very cloudy here. So as per usual, when I have this beautiful ability to see the sky where I live, it's often when we have these wonderful things happening in the said beautiful sky, it's cloudy. Like I missed with the eclipse that we had, we barely even noticed a difference because it was so cloudy the whole time. But we'll see. We'll see if it clears up a little later. I do have a group I'm in on the Book of Faces that one of the people, it's just like a cute little group, but one of the people in it has a really good telescope camera setup. So they tend to take pictures of the cool events. So at least I get to like see those often. Hmm. Oh, classic overthinker. Same. I wildly overthink things.
Yeah, rumination. It just, I do that.
Oh, that might not be a bad idea. Putting a little tag on the gifts to help remember who sent it. That's actually a really good idea.
That's too much work.
I just don't have the time.
I just don't have the time.
Oh, that was a great clip.
There's another tagline now. Mm-hmm. Mug.
Yeah,
if you weren't here earlier, my ads.
Look
who's in the house.
If you didn't know, it's this one.
Can you see my back?
Back. I love you, Mug. Yeah, we've already. So it's funny. I was just about to bring up the mug thing for anyone that wasn't here earlier. So Mars
is who started this.
Drop Mars, so people can get your channel. Mars is a unique entertainer. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but he's sure is mine. But Mars texted me, tell Mug I love them or something, or send Mug my love, and then immediately corrected it to MMG, and now this is Forever Mug.
I'm Mug now.
That's all it takes.
I got the mug. I gotta put some makeup on the mug. I got a mug, my makeup. No, mug is a word in drag lingo, and I'm pulling a blank on that one. I know it has to do with makeup on you.
Mug.
Mug used to always just be your face. I don't know if that still is what the term is.
I mean, it's still a slang version of the term.
Yeah, but I think there's maybe Mars can help us out with that. Makeup lingo, mug is your face. Oh, because it always was that. Okay, cool. Nice. Awesome. Oh, good, Deneen. Yeah, Mars. I didn't tell you this, but I did tell everybody else on the planet. You are basically the grandson that I will never have, because I'm never going to have grandchildren. Thank you, Rudy. Yeah, it's 5:16 here, so we're an hour ahead of you. But yeah, I was saying, like, we're talking about you the other time on a live, and I'm like, well, he's a friend, and I air quoted, and she was like, what are you air quoting, friend? Because I was always incorrect the air quotes, as you know. And I'm like, well, no, the reason that was legit, because I was saying he's not a friend to me, you're family. But then I'm thinking, you're more than family. You are the grandson that I'm never going to have. Because you're
wanna know why? Because ain't no kid's gonna come from us, because
she ain't got no uterus. And there's that.
I love us.
I know.
And we were laughing beforehand, just at the I'm like an almost 40-year-old adult, and we've got these
Yeah.
silly masks on. And we're getting ready to just
65
have a
years
silly
old
old
and I'm
fun
coming
time.
on stage with this here. Hold on. You don't like masks, but I had to do the bangs with it, right? Is that like
Terrifying.
silence? Right? Isn't that scary? I know. Mars. Oh my God.
Not right. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Not only did we have a song for that, I wish I could share the full version of the
Yeah.
song. But one time during Banjo Ma, when they had the cake for my
Oh.
uterus, we came up with the most ridiculous song about my uterus. There was a bucket involved.
yeah,
There's words that I have
definitely not
tattooed
YouTube friendly.
in Morse code that I can't
Right,
say
but-
on here. But it was a good time.
I love what Paul. I'm sorry. I love what
No,
Paula wrote, and then Mars saw it. Yeah. Yeah. Kitties. I know.
Yes.
Speaking of kitties, hold on. Damn, I forgot again. There's a guy band, whatever. He's gonna be in New York this month. I think the city. It's Kit Kitt Mond, maybe Kitmond. Does that ring a bell? And what he does is, I guess people send him. It's all allegedly because I'm not really sure, but look up Kitmund, and if somebody knows what I'm talking about, because I don't, clearly write that in the chat so other people can understand what I'm talking about, including myself.
I hope some people have Mama G starts a story and realizes she doesn't have enough
don't know.
information to
Yeah.
finish it on their bendy bingo cards.
Right? But this guy, what he does is people send in like cats meowing, and then he listens to it, and then he gets the beat or the bass or whatever the type of a thing, and then he ends up writing songs and performing
interesting.
the songs with the cats stuff. Bendy Bingo, did you get Bingo, Gandy Joe? Yeah, Bendy Bingo's next Saturday, by the way, guys. But
Get
yeah,
those
I
cards
think it's
in.
Kitmond. I think it's Kitmond. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, it is, and he does one. I'm sorry if you like Trump or don't like Trump, whatever. Not political. He does one with something that Trump is saying about animals that he said a long time ago, and he uses that beat and does a whole nother song about
I
it.
might know who you're talking about then.
And I just saw that one. I was cracking up because it's funny.
Check this out.
I'm just gonna quickly Google Kitmund. For some reason that seems to.
Well, I might as well entertain the troops. This one I like to do, but I have a harder time doing this one because you got to like pay a little bit more attention to what you're doing with your fingers.
Here, I know. I'm gonna do this. Animal guy, cat noises, plays music, TikTok. Nope. That was not legible.
Her talking into her phone to try to find things makes me
Guy that makes songs.
Oh,
look at what I just said on there. Completely illegible, incoherent babble. Guy that makes songs with his cat's meows. Let's see if it's the right guy.
Yeah, I might just start ranting on my channel randomly. I haven't figured out what I want to do with my channel yet. But yeah, it might just be ranting.
But I clicked off because I can't. This is him. That's him. That's the guy. Well, what's his name? Open on TikTok. I don't have TikTok. Yeah, I don't have TikTok on my phone. Darn.
I should have said his name.
Yeah, it didn't say.
Well, because you looked at it for 2.2 seconds and then
It's
started
a lot of
hitting
words.
buttons.
A lot of words. Yeah, I'm gonna get the name.
Oh,
What's
these
the
are
name?
these are people just sharing him.
Yeah, Kit something. It is it. If you're having a day, definitely. I know. Actually, Mars, you weren't here earlier. The man came home. He didn't like the really bright pink. You know, because it takes him a minute. Kit Connor, maybe. I don't know. It's one word. It's one word, and the band travels and does this. And the man was giving me a kiss because I was seeing him. I just came home, and he's like, "I like your hair." I was like, "What?" He freaking I almost swore. He complimented me.
I can't.
You go ahead. I'm gonna find him.
I mean, you can find the videos everywhere because everybody shares them. That's what's hard with finding original accounts on some of these things is that all I'm finding is other people sharing his music. I'm sure if we click on one, we'll be able to. I just don't want to click on something and
Here it is.
potentially.
Kitness. Kiffness. That's where I was getting all messed up. Kiffness. Kiffness. Yeah. Kiffness. I could type it on here. Hold on. I got my phone. I have the knowledge. Oh, I just clicked.
You closed
I closed the wrong app. I closed everything but.
I could do this.
Close. I just did it again. I turned it up. Plus, my battery's really low. But I'm gonna try to type it in the chat.
She's under Mama G Hubs, but I'm sure you'd figure that out.
Kiffness. Eureka. Yeah, we got it. Kiffness. Write that down, folks. Check him out. Oh, Zoila. Perfect. In the middle of your free bingo. Drops a link before she's asked. I have the technology, yeah. But not the,
yeah, that's why that's why instead of having a free space for Bendy Bingo, you can write free space, but we joke that the free space is Zoila drops a link before asks because you know that's going to happen.
It's going to happen. She's always ahead of the game. But Kiffness, I'm thinking kit because of cat, Kit Kat. Kiffness.
Right, the blue wig.
Yeah. I have a blonde blue wig.
That's your Mama G Hub profile. You're in the blue wig.
Oh, I'm in the blue wig. That's right. Yeah, that was when I went to go see. That's the day that Alice Cooper broke my nose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting sentence without a backstory.
Yeah, no, Alice Cooper broke my nose. That's the day. I had my goth outfit on and one of my goth dresses, and we went to. Yeah, I didn't tell Mars. I had to have told you that story.
You might not have.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I haven't heard you tell that.
You don't know that story? You want to hear? I'll do it quick. All right. Well, yeah, no, Alice Cooper, the legit. I used to be a photographer for a lot of bands and a lot of political people. Did not do weddings. Sorry. Nothing against weddings, but I did a couple for friends, just no charge kind of thing. Yeah, I love Alice Cooper.
I like that one where the Carrie's wedding. Where
I did.
Your photos were so much better than the very, very expensive photographer that they hired.
Yeah, because I was behind the scenes. I'm getting the girls in their corsets and their underwear, smoking cigarettes, drinking champagne, legs up, the whole nine. I got all the back scenes photos, and my photos were better than the actual paid photographer. And I made sure I went and got all the family members dancing on the dance floor, and a few of those people had passed the Rainbow Bridge shortly after, and that was one thing that I think that meant a lot because. But anyway, so yeah, Alice Cooper, and he didn't mean to break my nose. So one of the gigs that we were photographing was at the Manhattan. I can't think of the venue. Anyway, every Halloween, Alice Cooper plays, or then did anyway, plays in Manhattan, and so we went to photograph his concert. So I had my goth outfit on, my blue wig on, and we went into Manhattan. And I had a Leica camera. In fact, Jude, not Jade, Llamas and Pajamas, her husband Jim has that camera because that also photographed President Bush. It photographed a whole bunch of, all the bands that I would, Grateful Dead, all these kinds of bands. All right. So anyway, so now I'm right up there with his actual photographer, but kind of it, and photographing great photos. All right. So I take a break. I give my camera to my photographer that I was the assistant to, and I go now and stand a couple rows on the corner, and I'm looking down, and they're doing their thing. Now I'm just taking a break, and there's this big AWHOLE behind me, unbeknownst to me. So Alice is doing the song. If you know him, he does a song where he's got his cane and the top hat, and he goes to throw the baton, the cane, to me, but I had my head down a little bit, and he goes to toss it because I'm like in the sidelines, he goes to toss it to me. The JA behind me decides he wants it, and as I'm bringing my head up, he lunges over me, grabs the baton from in front of me, and starts tackling me. I'm little, I'm short, I'm nice. Don't mess with me, okay? I turn around and I'm ready to deck this whatever. In the process of this fight, the baton hits across my nose and breaks my nose. So now I've got eyes are watered, bleeding nose.
We both have bloody nose stories from concerts.
Yeah, ripped out earrings. People in the mezzanine ran out and grabbed the security and came out, and the kid, he knew he was in trouble. He booked, but he took the baton, you know. But it was,
you didn't even get the thing that
I
broke
didn't
the
even get it
nose.
right. And then I have an ice pack and all this, and I thought about it afterwards. I should have just gone and had Alice autograph my ice pack because, but you know, I don't have a baton, but I have a story that nobody cares about.
I just got kicked in the face by a crowd surfer with a freshly pierced nose, so I made and I was front row, so I said something to part a sea of people so I could walk through because I was bleeding. But yes, so this is a really amazing concealer. I asked Mars.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
I am so claustrophobic now, especially that like watching the special effects gets put on people. I'm like, how do they do that? Or like thinking about like that Heidi that always has like those crazy costumes for award shows. So I asked Mars, I can't do powders. I just don't like them on my skin. So I wanted something that felt the most like putting lotion on my face that dried matte, because the one I bought is too shiny. So you need to put a powder on after. So Mars told me to do this. What was really cool about this is I didn't have to ask Mars any other questions.
Yeah.
I went onto their site and they walked me through where it's like, okay, out of these 6 photos, which is the closest to your skin tone? And you'd click on one and then it'd bring you to another. And so so I was actually in the bathroom looking at my skin while I was doing this test. I might have gone one shade different now that I have it, but it's barely red anymore. And I have all the red.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge difference.
Yeah, like
you guys know because you see her face.
Yeah, and I usually have the big circle of white you can notice here, but it's much more subtle. And I mean, it's like nothing on here.
Yeah, and Diane is asking Mars if you don't mind giving beauty consultants right in the chat. We appreciate it. And again, this is just his opinion, but for the lupus rash, Diane, I might have that. I'm not the answer to your question, but I might have the lupus.
I highly recommend this. It's the only time I've ever put concealer on, and like we're not obviously affiliated or anything. This is just something I was told to. Yeah. But it feels like there is nothing on me, but maybe a little bit of lotion.
Frizzy might be interested too because she got the rosacea, and I think that's what it is that she has because her brother has it too. He's got the little pink rosy cheeks. Which is cute when you're little, but not when you're 50.
But yeah, no, it's the least I've ever felt like I have something on my face.
You know what? Frizzy maybe.
And I've tried a lot of different, I'm picky with the lotions that I use. Certain lotions are too thick for my skin. I like Aveeno. So like, I'm very careful with what I put on my skin. So yeah, I really much like this.
Thank you.
So it's the concealer. I don't know if it has a specific name. Triclone Skin Tech Concealer Corrector. And it's by Hans Labs.
Hello, Mindfully Mara. We're talking skincare because our beauty consultant is in the room.
But yeah, like I said, there we go. That's the actual, if you want to copy what he just wrote.
All right, cool.
It will walk you through. So it's a good amount of questions to get to the right skin tone for you, but really do go in a good lighting and look at the pictures because it just keeps, it keeps dropping it down more.
Frizzy wants to know, Mara, oh, you wish. Okay, I was going to say if you had an affiliate link, that might be something that's worthwhile because all the skincare products that I have, what is it called? Original or something, or Ordinary, whatever the brand name. It's like the No Frills brand. And then I have the other one that's Snail. We won't say that, but Snail Male Excrement. Ordinary. The Ordinary. That's the skin line from Ultima. I'm saying them all wrong. Yeah. All wrong. I'm saying them all wrong, but he took me, and I like that stuff. I have retinol and all the different Ulta. I have all the different. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Yeah, we're gonna have to start doing that goal thing because they're really pushing that on YouTube, where you place a goal to get super chats or something. So we're working on something with that to make it fun anyway. Foundation since Mary. You haven't found looking for a good since Mary. Remember Mary Kay? Wow. Jeez, that's some, yeah. But yeah, Mars, you know, that's your gig, and well, one of your talents. In fact, when we had gone shopping with Mars, um, I forgot what department store we went in. We went into the beauty section. It was Rusty, me, and Mars, and the consultant came up and asked, of course, which was nice. You know, "Do you guys need any help?" And I said, "Oh no, we're good, thank you." I said, "We brought our own consultant," so it was cute, and it worked great because I love the stuff that I'm using. I mean, I'm 65 and I don't look a day over 64. So just saying. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's nice. And a lot of people, you know, and there's so many things that God, I bought Glee, and I do like Elf because Elf's just reasonably priced for certain
Elf
things.
was actually, so when
Yeah.
when Mars recommended things to me, Elf was if I wanted the lower
Yeah.
cost end.
Elf is a good, I wouldn't even mind being an affiliate for Elf. I don't know if they do that, but because I can say in a lifetime.
Yeah,
or
if you do get qualified,
decades.
Mars, absolutely let me know as soon as you know if you're qualified, because
Yes.
I'll send out that link to everybody before they buy
Heck
stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
this was $32. I use like 7 dots on my skin.
It's huge.
This is going to last me a long time, and it feels great. It looks great, and my
Yeah.
skin feels it feels nut nice.
And you could, I mean, you could see that it's made a difference.
Yeah.
And you guys, if you don't believe me, go back 2 videos. 2 videos. That's a week ago, and look at the
Yeah.
difference. Yeah, Elf is good. Elf's got some really nice products. You know, even their ultra moisturizing, you know, stuff. It's not bad stuff. You like, yeah, Lisa, right? Exactly. Yeah, it's good prices, and sometimes they have amazing sales. I have their you know, skin stuff for the shower and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it's reasonably priced. And I don't have to go to the store.
Mhm.
Going off to vape if you have that new Bendy Bingo, which I've already done this a few
Bendy
times.
Bingo.
So anyway, just real quick.
Oh, we didn't do any of the dates of things coming up.
No, we didn't. That's what I was gonna say. Before we get over 5:30, we go on 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 o'clock is D. Okay, so we got it. Okay. Rudy, I didn't know what time it was. I had to look. Hope Rudy's still here. So Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because Dory goes on Mondays now.
Mhm.
So all y'all drop your links, pick one another up. Yeah, their eyeliner and stuff from them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, even their skincare from Elf, I was okay with. And not that I have sensitive skin, but I was okay with that. Thank you, Zoila. But next Wednesday, we're doing our like a mini auction. We're gonna have our live at this in the Zen Den at my house, and we're gonna do like a mini auction. I haven't yet figured out. I gotta figure. I think what I'll do is, because all the hanks that I
Oh, I
want
gotta tell
are like
that.
different grams and different sizes, but then it's also different yarns, and some of those yarns were, you know, expensive. Some of them, all of them were a little more expensive than the Dibs yarns. But I'm figuring the math. It's math, dudes. I don't do math, but I'm thinking what I might try to do for a starting bid, because there's no way I'm going to be able to figure out how much the hank costs. So I think what I might do as a starting bid is make it, and am asking this, is make it like we normally do $25 for the regular hanks on the dib sale when I do it with D. Okay, the very first Thursday of each month on D's channel, we do the dib sale. These don't apply because they're just odd things. So I think what I'll do is start the bids at that price per 100 grams. That seemed to math for me. You know what I'm saying? So like if it's 200 grams, I would do 50 to start, because that's what it would be if it was a regular 100 gram of yarn. Right, Melissa? Hi, Melissa. Yeah, because that's right. Exactly. So the 100-gram Hanks
This Wednesday.
this Wednesday, Zoila. So the 100-gram Hanks, we sell them. That's including shipping to the lower 48 states. Outside of there, if you want to chip in with that, we will send them to Canada. And the yarns that those are made out of are more expensive bear yarns.
Mhm.
So I think that was sounded fair. And I just want to get your take on that, if that seems fair. And then of course, I do want to remind everybody that normally when we do auctions, it goes to mental health and meows. And it's kind of going to mental health in the respect that any monies that we raise for this little mini auction is, I'll do a video and show you some of the yarns. A few people have reached out for a couple that I have. So the money raised, I would like to give to Rusty because she's going on a venture with one of her besties. And I would like her to have spending cash, gas money. So that's not a concern,
Not
so you just have a
only,
good time. And
not
not worry
only is
about
my
all
friend Petey coming all the way up here to pick me up to have a good visit, they're also taking me to go
Thank
visit
you,
my
Paula.
other very good friend. So I want to be able to treat her, whom I know is going to argue with me about it, because
Absolutely.
that's one thing that happens in our friend group. Everyone argues over who's paying.
But you're going for a whole week, so you can take turns.
Yeah, so I want to
Hey,
try to
I
help out
want
as much as I can on this venture, and I want to be able to hopefully go to like a museum or two along the way. So
Yeah, no, it would be nice. This way you don't have that worry, like we all know, everybody, most everybody, you're a little worried about spending money. I don't even know when I went on vacation. I have not. When's the last time I did anything?
I don't know. So I don't know if I would consider
literally.
would this be considered a vacation? Craig and I drove to Pennsylvania to go see Pig Destroyer and No Mas.
No, that's a night out.
And then slept at Dirt's
No.
house and drove home.
That's a night
Like
out. That's not a vacation. That's not a vacation, right? Well, Regina, life. I did say hi to you. If I miss anybody, I don't mean it. It just happens.
Are you talking about taking you
Yeah.
all with me when we're on vacation? Because I'm definitely going to be doing some filming. I don't know if Petey's going to want to be on camera. And by no means, like just like you don't see Aaron a lot, I would never ask someone to be on camera that isn't comfortable with it. But I will absolutely be doing videos during this. It just, I don't know if it's going to be more of me. I'm going to ask Petey's permission, and let's all put our good energy that Petey's going to say yes to this.
Yeah. Oh, she's so beautiful.
Because Petey's going to perform at the open mic night in Rhode Island.
You gotta ask her if you can. I don't know if she's singing.
The last time Petey's performed for me was in my, it's She Writes Her Own Songs, was in my kitchen. Petey sang for me, and I sneakily recorded it and then told her I recorded it. I wouldn't show it to anybody else. But now they're performing in front of people. So if I can get them on, if they'll allow me to share it, I don't know. I might.
Well, you know what? You could say, I'm going to film it this way you could see yourself, and then it's going to be so amazing to say, hey, this is so good.
It might even be like, she might even be better if I'm like, hey, can I share it with our cat colony? So it's not public, maybe, but we'll see.
We'll sneak her into it. Rusty at a comedy club. Yeah, she would be good at a comedy.
I've always wanted to test out open mic comedy. I never have. I actually don't know the place it's at, but I think it's the same bar, restaurant, entertainment center that that does the drag night. So I don't know if we'll be able to make drag night, but I told Petey and this is how much this is important to me, because I said I'd miss a drag night in Rhode Island. I said it's more important for me to go to open mic night and give you an opportunity to perform, where I get to hear you perform and my best friend gets to hear you perform, than drag night. That's how much this means to me. Yeah. Oh, she's so beautiful. Yeah, she's I hope that you can at least get a picture of her and get permission, because she's uniquely gorgeous. Yeah. And a lot of it too is her personality. Right outside of Providence. Everything about her is just unique. She's really a one of a kind. And I mean that sincerely. She's truly a one of a kind. Yeah. We'll be having, the mini auction is next Wednesday, and then next Saturday, the same time, same bat channel.
We're going to have our wigs on. We dropped the video. If you didn't see it, it gives you all the ideas and rules and how to play bendy bingo.
Yeah.
So check out that video. We dropped that yesterday. And this, if you want to throw your bendy bingo card out there, there will be prizes. We don't know what they are yet, but we will offer prizes to winners. And it's just fun because it will be official bendy bingo. You can play bendy bingo anytime you want, as some people have, and you get bingo.
And there's the video.
There you go.
That explains it again.
That was amazing.
We just did another quick video explaining it. Just so that, yeah. And the last video we did had the different giveaway incorporated, so we just made a whole new video. Yeah. But yeah, definitely get your cards done. And Friday night is the cutoff. So Friday the 18th evening for us. And I mean, we're reasonable. We know times are different in places. So like, if Eastern, you send it Friday night, but it's my Saturday at 10 a.m., that's fine. But it has to be before our time live. So if we've already gone live and you send a bendy bingo card, if you go live at 4 and you send it at 5 our time, unfortunately that it has to be in beforehand. Yeah, I don't think it's the comedy club, but I honestly don't know.
I've been to the comedy club. That's in New York.
There's a few of them, but I think they might be talking about Rhode Island,
Lewis.
But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I have no idea what we're doing for bendy bingo, but to be fair, I literally only had mug written down for today, and we had a fun live.
Yeah, and we're 5 away, Trevor. Oh my God, guys! If you didn't leave a thumb, do so, because he says we're 5 away from 100 thumbs. Actually, let's do that while we're here.
After this.
Yeah. So the replay. So always come back and leave a comment on the replay, because what we do is we write everybody's name down that left a comment. And it doesn't have to be anything, just a comment. And then there's 28, and you get, 15 minutes, exactly. You get 10 entries in the monthly appreciation. I can't find the bag of the members only or the cat colony giveaway this month. I don't know what I do.
So there's a small chance you might get something different, but it will be good.
I know that there's I lose things, guys. Because I wanted to show you all that stuff, because we're gonna pick on the 15th. Maybe we'll wait till Wednesday, and then if I have it Wednesday, if I could find it by Wednesday, I'll show it to you and give you the Wednesday. Because what we do is we show you what's going to be in there. I know there was some hand-dyed yarn. There's a bunch of patterns, both crochet and knit. And I don't remember what else it is, but I have it in the bag, and I don't know where I put the bag. There's so many bags in my house. So, Mandy, this was last Saturday's live. Are you checking on to see?
Checking.
Okay, I did this right before we go live. I write them down, and I go to newest. So this way, because I know sometimes mail from Lethalia's Little Hook doesn't go through, so I go through newest. Yeah, Providencetown, P-Town. The little island. I'm going to be going hopefully June. I told the man I don't know if I'll be able to go on vacation. We're going to Boston, Salem, Cape Cod. We're going to stay in a cottage there, and then go to P-Town for Pride Moon. But yeah, look for Mandy Loin Rhine. I have to say it slow when I'm trying to mess it up. We're just checking before we pick, because if Mandy did, if I missed it, I want to make sure I have it written down. Because I don't see it.
I do not see a comment. And
you might have answered. She said she wasn't sure, so you might have done it on you might have done it on like Wednesdays. That might be why. All right, so this is for 10 entries into the monthly appreciation, and again we'll pick all the names of all the people that are members on the 15th, but I might extend that to next Wednesday. What?
A little picture of us.
Oh, yeah, on the front. Yeah. Oh, we'll always check. Yeah, like I said.
Do I get that intense when I'm looking something up? Because I don't know what my face looks like. I'm looking something up.
All right. So Up to 28. Let's see who the wiener is. And the wiener, and you don't have to do anything. If you're not here, it's not a problem. You just get 10 entries.
27.
Wow, 27. Oodles Vicky. 27. Oodles Vicky. All right, I just need to circle back so I don't forget.
With all the pens I've given you, you can't even bring your own pen over.
I didn't even bring my own pen. There's so many.
I bought a big pack of pens and I just keep bringing them to her house. I bought scissors for her too recently because if I and she threw out the scissors.
I did.
Not the ones I gave her.
No.
But the ones that I was going to.
I threw another pair out. They're upstairs. Those are the ones I still use.
They're so bad. They're the worst. They're so bad
for your hand. But they have this like lock in them. They're like hefty duty.
Who cares if they have a lock? They're horrible for your hand.
They work all right for like when I'm cutting the labels out when I'm dyeing yarn. I cut the labels and snip it and then I hang in there. Hi, Tammy Flowers. All right. So
I like how in the comments each name is a little bit longer. So it has like a nice flow right there.
Look at that. Yeah, it did it. Like all the names.
All right. So yeah, we're getting close.
We're going to go to D time. We didn't do any in-house giveaways. Should we do that real quick? So we've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. All right.
Okay,
so Mama G, I know we're 5 away.
Well, maybe we'll get to it by the time we're done with the in-houses.
So if you haven't left a thumbie, try to do that. And I'm on the back here, I'm gonna write how we do this is we're gonna pick 5 people's names. Each of those 5 are gonna get 2 entries in the monthly appreciation. Okay. The 6th person that we pick is going to get 10 entries. And we do that because some people's internet is slower or it's a little longer. This way they get a chance to have something in there. Okay. If we hit 100 thumbs, the 7th person will also get that.
Mama G hugs. Start commenting.
There we go. Start just whatever. Write something. So the first 5 are going to get 2 because we're not in Stream Duck. Otherwise we do it in Stream Duck.
Shoot.
Yeah.
You want to just...
I'll go get him. Because you got that under more.
I've got this under more. We're getting tap dancing is happening. Let me go get a D&D dice. Okay. We're going to roll my blue sandstone, one of my very favorite gemstones for its aesthetics, as opposed to Numite, which is my favorite for its purposes. We're going to roll one of these and get some comment names. Down on the ground, but we're going to count it. 15. I feel like I got 15 last time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Frizzy bee. Oh, you're coming back? Okay, hold on. We have a whole thing with the dogs going in the bathroom to make sure Doodle goes. Frizzy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. D yummy yummo. I'm writing this so sloppy on your page.
It's fine. No, he did. 2, 3, 4. He has a urination station break. Mary Mayhem. I forgot to bring my vape with me, so I
Leslie Crochet Corner. That was me talking here. Oh, I think the neighbor's dog is barking.
Oh, that neighbor's dog is adorable. It's like a little collie. It's so cute.
Mary Mayhem.
Mary Mayhem, who I just said hello to.
I think I need their address.
I believe I have your address.
Or email address, I mean.
Oh, email I might not have. Yeah.
Paul
we don't have your
emails.
emails. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Arrow lover.
And now the 6th person gets 10 entries. And we're two away from 100. Do we mean
15? Denise Mayer.
Denise, you know what? Go for it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Denise Mayer. This is for 100 thumbs, folks, because I have confidence we'll get 2 more thumbs. And we'll give you 10 entries. Oh. There's a giggle.
The mod extraordinaire.
Soyla got it. There we
With
go.
I'm too sexy for myself. That's what the giggle
And
was.
she always
'cause it
does
was a
that,
good
yeah.
comment.
She always does
That always gets me.
All right, so we did the 100 thumbs. We got 10 entries for the 100 thumbs because we're so darn close. We're so close I could smell it.
I was this close. I touched it.
Yeah. So if you didn't do
Anyone
a
know that
thumb,
movie?
do a thumb. Yeah. We appreciate the activities and the Freya. Hello. Yours is going out
Oh yeah,
Monday.
Freya. That I meant to. She was talking when you popped in originally to say hi, and I wanted to say your package is on my counter.
Yeah.
And labeled
with your address. So it's going to be, yeah, it's heading out your way.
Now I got the other one tapped.
I try to get him out.
He waits till after.
The dogs. I opened the door. I begged the dog to come out. One did though. This one here, the big basset hound. I'm gonna just do this real so you can see his face. He is adorable, and for the sake of him being still with us, thank goodness he's adorable because my gosh, what a monster he is. But he's a cutie. But the other big boy, he's the old man. He's
Of all the years and all the animals and all the rescues and all of our lives, this one, she was like, you might need to just find a new home. This one,
I was saying you need to maybe get rid of the dog.
And when I responded, they immediately like, okay, you make perfect sense.
And I tried to get a wild wolf in my, so just saying.
Well, be my friend. No, wanted to
did.
maul you.
No, he was looking at me. We made it.
But there was one moment where like everyone was telling me you just got to give it to someone else. I was like, this dog has gone through so much. No matter if we keep putting him to new homes, he's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Somebody's got to suck it up and just rearrange their entire life around a dog, which I do. Like Mama G, she's no longer allowed to bring her pocketbook into my home, and if she does, she has to put it on the counter.
I'll mail it
because
Monday.
It keeps.
Yeah, no, he did. He goes in my pocketbook and takes everything and eats. Yeah, Freya, I didn't get to the post office. I'm going to do it. We couldn't do it Friday, so we'll go Monday. And tomorrow morning, let's all put good vibes out here because it's been every week I'm getting stories and it's not happening. Tomorrow morning, we did get 101 thumbs. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Tomorrow, I'm going to hopefully get chickens. If they have them, the man is taking me in the morning, so I might have chickens tomorrow.
I knew we'd surpass it. I'm glad we did the last one.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. I'll go let him in.
Oh, you can let himself in. He's just going to bark.
Oh, okay. He always wants to bark.
Yeah,
he's barking at the neighbor's dog. The dog is adorable, but if it would stay in its own yard, I pulled in and I ran out and I'm like scared because there's no reason for a little furry thing to be running out. So it kind of scared me. It's a beautiful dog.
Mary, I'm not sure what you're emailing. You can use the one on there, but the entries you just get. So we don't need an email from you to get the entries.
Yeah, no, you're in.
Yeah.
When we do this, we just throw entries in and then you get extra tickets or entries for when we pick the monthly appreciation. And again, I have to find the members only on the 15th. I usually
still
write
not the
down,
best boy, but
he's not the best, but he's better.
Yeah,
he's tolerable at times. But on the 15th of each month, that's when I write down all the rainbow cats, the black cats, the supported members, and black cats get entries into our black cat colony giveaway, and then also into everybody gets anything you do, you can get into the monthly appreciation. That's when we give these away for the monthly appreciation. Any super chats, super stickers, gifted, all get entries into the monthly appreciation giveaway. And then when you're a rainbow cat, you actually technically get 6 entries into the cat colony giveaway and also 6 entries into the monthly appreciation giveaway. So, because you get 1 for each, and then you get an extra 5 for being a cat colony.
And yes, D is next. Anybody that needs a bathroom break or anything,
urination break, and
we tend to just stay until D goes on.
Yeah.
So you can hang out here until D goes. But if you need to go get a bathroom break, you need to do anything like that, just pop on out and then pop on over there. Thank you for helping us get to 100 thumbs. As always, thank you for hanging out with us.
Wednesday, live in the Zen Den, but we're probably going to do like a little bit by Ness. We're going to do a little bit of a auction on that day. I had a couple people that emailed with questions about some of the hanks that I showed. Thank you so much, Noelle Duerfler, or as I like to call you, Duerfler. So that's happening, and I will try to get back in touch with some of y'all. I was a little bit busy this past week, and then next Saturday is Bendy Bingo. We're not going to explain Bendy Bingo next Saturday because last time we did that, everybody got bingo like in the first 2 minutes. So we're not going to be explaining it. So
Yeah, so-
watch the video. Or watch the video anyway. It's a few minutes.
Yeah,
and give us
watch
a
the
thumb.
video, ask in the
We could use
replay
the watch
comments
after.
here, and I'll answer them. So that our actual Bendy
Oh,
Bingo is just going to be a
anytime,
fun video that I still have not
Love you,
figured out what
girl.
we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure something out. We always do.
Mug.
Mug.
Anyone that wasn't here, her name is Mug now forever. That's
Yeah.
Mug. Meet Mug. My mom.
It's the autocorrect from MMG for Mama G.
Mhm.
And it autocorrected to Mug. So, well, now I'm Mug. And I got the mug.
Are you only doing yarn next week?
No, we're Vicky, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have our regular live, and then within the
that,
live,
yeah.
we're gonna offer the bigger hanks that don't apply for the dips.
So if you're not interested in the auction, definitely still stop by.
So, yeah, we're still gonna do the
The
live.
beginning of the live is going to be a normal hangout, and
Yeah.
then you can always
Mug
mug hugs.
hug, Diane. Rock.
Yes. You could definitely come for at least the beginning, and then if
Yeah.
you don't want to stay for the auction part, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But we'll probably do a regular live, do auction stuff, and then our normal.
We might do
What's
a giveaway
happening,
in that too.
Oh, we'll
to
we'll
make
probably
it
do
worth your
like,
while.
We tend to do end of the live giveaways. On
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Right,
I just want
it's
to.
so
Yeah.
good.
I didn't know what else to do, but I am able to get the cones from Canada, so I will be able to. And
Your
Devo
names are
has
too
one.
similar to be on top of each other.
Oh yeah, I know.
Real quick.
Yeah, Diane Major and then Denise Mayer. Yeah, wow. But yeah, so we are able to get the cones. I ordered them. They're on their way, and I also ordered from the other company that we normally order from, and the other company sent me an email. Some of the yarns I ordered they didn't have, so I'm getting like a partial order. But the cones are on their way, so we will be able to do this more frequently to make big, hefty hanks. So for the future, because I'm enjoying doing it. I'm going to do it as long as I can afford to do it. So, you know, and if you guys like them, there's a couple hanks that I am actually going to keep, and I'm going to crochet. Angela, right? It's always a
Thank
pleasure
you
to
for
have you
being
here.
part of our.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
popping over to Dee's to see.
She's popping on Dee's to see if she's there yet, and scoot over there if you want. You know, we're not offended. We just stay going until she hops on. This way, I got to figure out how to do that where it just automatically. There's a way to set it up where it automatically directs you there. Yolandi, hefty skanks of yarn. Yeah, hefty skanks. I know. I got some of my skank
What's happening?
closet.
I forgot you're under one of your rando accounts.
Oh, I'm under Mama G Hugs. Yeah, my alter egos. Rosé.
But yeah, to anybody popping out, we love you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for putting up with our today with just kind of not really doing anything, just here talking.
All right, we got her channel ready here to tell you when
Okay.
it's the last minutes to head over.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop on, but I'm also gonna wrap up here, grab my stuff, and go home because I'm super flipping tired. Plus, I gotta eat something and try to anyway, and I gotta go to bed early. So I get my chickens in the morning.
I don't know what you were talking about, but Mara said they made a video and sent you a link on how to do that a little while back. But I wasn't.
Oh yeah, to do the yes, you tagged me in it. I watched it. You're right, Mara. Yeah, Mara. Yeah, we've got a you're a tech savvy consultant. As far as like redirect, and it says it.
Oh, the redirect.
I don't know. That's what it is. I didn't see that option on YouTube.
What happened to
I
me
seen
the
it on
last time
StreamYard.
when I was trying to do it in here was when I was trying to find a redirect. I was searching the name of the video I wanted to put in there, and it wasn't giving me an option to click anything.
Oh, so do you have
So
to copy
I got
drop
stuck
in?
at some point of trying to do that, and this is going back a little while, so I
Yeah,
can't remember
yeah.
exactly.
Later, Gator, Bendy Jendy. Yeah, I'm not sure if chicks. Not sure if you have to like copy the link and then drop it. Sally, kindness always does matter, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And now we try to get that here. Try to keep kindness here for sure. Yeah, and definitely pick one another up while we're waiting. Dee's still not on. We have it on my phone right here. So
Yeah.
we'll keep an eye and hang out till we're ready to scoot over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, I'm only gonna get a few checks. You know.
Here's a technical
Maybe
thing someone
6.
might know what have the answer to. No matter what photo I upload on my laptop for
Hi, Heather.
for one of the thumbnails for the videos, they come up blurry.
Yeah.
I've tried different like size photos and I can't figure out why. I found a video, I just haven't watched it yet
It's
to save
weird.
later why they come in blurry, but I don't know. So I made all these cool ones, and then I was like, well, I'm not gonna stop making them until I figure this out.
Yeah, but
because
if
they're blurry
you're
anyway.
making them on different devices,
different devices, I've made them on
yeah, it's
different
weird.
different
That
saved
doesn't
them
make any
different
sense.
ways.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So if anyone knows about that,
Yeah. What file type? That's right.
I think they were just JPEGs, but I don't know what the one. There's a thing I have on my laptop that is a YouTube file. Try Ping. Okay, I think Ping is one of the options on that one.
I still depend. Sorry.
Obviously joking.
the
This is
bus
one of those
applesauce.
not
That's
real
right.
mads.
Even if she does get mad at me, angry with me, he doesn't stay for long.
Most of the time, my anger is not actually being angry.
She is
I'm
live
just
now?
wildly overwhelmed. Are we on the right one? I might have clicked the wrong one.
Oh,
No, wait,
no,
April
it's
12th.
April 12th. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's
6
right one.
p.m. Yeah. I don't see her on yet. 50 ways to leave Mama G. Snail you the
I
bottom.
like that song.
I'm gonna give her my thumb. I thumbed her.
Oh, she is on, so your thing is just not showing it.
Why am I not?
Weird. Okay, well,
I'm on the right one.
You might have to refresh it. Okay, well, yep, head on over to D.
Yeah.
We love you all. Thank you always for hanging out with us.
I hit refresh.
If you
Damn.
don't see D, just refresh it because that's what was happening on
Yeah.
what's happening on this.
Yeah, I just send hugs on there. Yeah. All right, guys. See you over at D's. Like I said, I'm gonna pop on, but then I'm gonna run home.
We love you.
Gotta get some stuff. Pam Star, hello.
Because nothing matters anyway. So have a
delicious day.
Everything matters. We just mean that in a nice way.
Yeah. Just don't take things too serious.
But yes, we'll see you over at D's. Hi, Heather. Sorry we're at the end. But go over to D's. We're going to D's now. Love you.
Love you guys. Bye.